Chapter 14 of Mental Fascination. Mental Fascination by William Walker Atkinson. Chapter 14. Future Impression. Now I wish to call to your attention to what may be called future impression, or, as the hypnotists call it, post-hypnotism, etc. Future impressions are like seeds planted in the mind which grow, blossom, and bear fruit at some future time. The hypnotists produce this phenomena by giving the subject, while in the hypnotic sleep, the suggestion that at a certain time, either in a few minutes or hours or days, he will do certain things or feel certain things. But the newer school of psychologists have discovered that these future impressions may be made in the ordinary receptive state, just as is the case with any of the other forms of mental impressions, and the result will be the same as that obtained by the hypnotists, in spite of their theories and methods. The general principles. I do not propose going into detail regarding this class of phenomena, because all that is necessary to be said can be comprised in the following two statements. 1. That, generally speaking, all the phenomena of the ordinary immediate mental impression may be produced as future impression, and 2. That all the phenomena of future impression produced by the operator on the subject may be likewise produced by auto-impression of the subject, that is, by the subject inducing impressions in himself. How future impressions are given. In the first of the above stated principles, the subject is merely told that "you will do so and so at such and such a time," instead of "do so and so now." For instance, instead of telling the impressionable that the chair is burning him now, you may tell him that in 2 minutes he will feel the chair burning him. The result will be similar in both cases. Apply the same principle to any of the mesmeric phenomena mentioned in previous chapters, and the result will be similar. The force of the impression, the degree of impressionability, etc., will play the same part in both immediate impression and future impression. This principle is called into operation by suggestionists in treating for habits, the suggestions being given along the lines of every time you pick up a cigar you will feel nauseated and will think of a disgusting bar-room spittoon, etc., etc. It is always a case of "you will" in future impression. Instances from everyday life. Many foolish suggestions are given in everyday life along the lines of future impression, and alas, many of them are accepted carelessly, owing to a lack of knowledge of the principle. How many times has it been said to an impressionable young bride, "Never mind, you'll grow tired of him after a while," etc., or to a man, "Wait until the novelty wears off and you'll see how sick of the job you'll get," or "You'll lose your interest and enthusiasm by and by," or "You'll find him out after a while and will see that he's not what he seems," and so on. You may add to these instances from your own experience. And too often these suggestions are recalled and have a tendency to cause the person to make them come true. Many fortune tellers' prophecies have been made come true in this way by impressionable and ignorant people. I have given you a key to this principle now. Heed the lesson. If you feel that an attempt at future impression is being made on you, head it off with a mental "No, I won't." That is the antidote for the bane. Remember this. It may save you trouble some day. The secret of future auto-impressions. The second principle in the statement made several paragraphs further back, i.e., that all the phenomena of future impressions may be duplicated by auto-impression, or impressions made by one's self, is true and worthy of consideration. You make up your mind that you must awaken to catch a train at 4 tomorrow morning, and you awaken in time. You have set your mental alarm clock. If you have an engagement at 3 this afternoon, you may set your alarm as follows, talking to yourself, of course. "Now see here, remember that you must see Smith at 3 this afternoon. 3, I say. Remember now, 3, I say." And if you impress it sufficiently strong upon your mind, A little before 3 you will begin to feel uneasy, and then suddenly your Smith engagement will pop into your mind from your subconscious region, and you will reach out for your hat and overcoat. Mental alarm clock, remember, that tells the whole tale. The mental alarm clock. You see, the experimenter giving future impressions simply sets the mental alarm clock, going along impressionable lines. He makes the mental impression and attaches it to the mental alarm clock. When the alarm goes off, the impression emerges into the field of consciousness and acts just as if it had been freshly made. That's the whole story in plain, homely terms. Self-protection. But don't be frightened, you timid people. Remember this, that you will not accept a future impression unless you would also accept a present impression. The degree of impressionability is the same in both cases. The only reason a future impression has the advantage over a present one is that it is more subtle, and people are not as much on guard about future things as they are about things to be done right now. You will resent an impression that you do this thing right now, while you pay but little attention to the earnest impression that in a year from now you will feel so and so about this matter, and dismiss the subject with a shrug of the shoulders instead of saying, at least mentally, "No, I won't." The present impression is apt to attract your attention the more forcibly, because it is more apparent, while the future impression is more insinuating. But now that you know the facts of the matter, you may laugh at them both, and take the sting out of them by your little "No, I won't." How to kill out old adverse impressions. And just one word more. If you feel that you are harboring any future impressions made on you in the past, but upon which the alarm has not yet gone off, you may kill them by direct self-impression or auto-suggestions to the contrary. That is, you may say, "I will not act upon any adverse impressions that may have been made to me. I will them out of my mind. I kill them this moment by the power of my will." And at the same time make a mental picture of the impression being obliterated by the action of your will, just as the chalk mark is erased from the blackboard by the passing over of it of the eraser. Try this plan and be free. Some of you will thank me for this, mark my words. End of Chapter 14. Future Impression. Recording by Sandra Knight. www.sandraknight.net